Hey everybody, I'm Chris and this is my channel Chesapeake Chris. Thanks so much for stopping by. We're going to do another video. I wanted to get it out before Black Friday. Usually don't release videos on Wednesday, but hopefully this one's coming out Wednesday. We're going to do a video of Christmas presents you can buy for fishermen. Now, there's basically two types of people that buy fishing gear for presents. People that fish and people that don't fish, right? Duh. But anyways, and there's two types of fishermen you can buy stuff for. Somebody who's just getting into fishing and somebody who's been fishing for a while and is an avid fisherman. I'm going to show 10 things that can work for either. Some of them are better for the beginner fishermen. Some of them are better for the experienced fishermen. Now all these things, if you have a local tackle shop, you may be able to find most of them there. If not, Walmart, and if not, Amazon. Amazon pretty much has all these. Let's get on with the 10 things you can buy as a Christmas present for the fisher person in your life. Number 1, plastic tackle boxes. Everybody needs them. They come in all different sizes. I don't know how many I have. I have them in all different sizes from this size here. You can also get them like this that open up both sides, where this side will open up. This one's a little bit bigger, and then you flip it over and this side will open up. Like I say, they come in all different sizes. These are smaller ones. Here's one that's a little bit bigger that opens up on both sides. And then, of course, they come really big. Now, if you are a person that fishes out of a kayak or a boat, you may want these sizes of plastic boxes. But if the person is fishing like ponds or streams from shore and he wants to carry it, he may want something this size. Or if he's wearing a vest because he's fishing a creek or a stream, he may want smaller ones that fit inside his vest. Either way, they come all different sizes. I highly recommend you get the ones that have halfway decent hinges and halfway decent latches. You know, like this guy. This guy's got a good latch. Anyway, so tackle, little boxes to hold tackle. That's one thing that every fisherman seems like they cannot have too much of. Okay, number 2, this is something I discovered has a lot of uses for it. I got some and I did a video on them previously. Link will be in the description. They're these soft leader holders. They're kind of neat. They got a little hole where you can put like a carabiner on. They're Velcro sealed. And when you open them up, they have like mesh pockets on each end. But then they have all these individual Ziploc plastic bags. Now these are actually made to carry like fly fishing leader, which I'm sure they work great for that. But I found that they'll also carry lures like soft plastics, spinner baits, chatter baits, buzz baits if it's small enough to fit in there. And these things you can just stick anywhere and they don't take up a lot of room. So I use these a lot too. I can put them in the pocket of my cargo pants or whatever. These are very handy for carrying any type of fishing tackle, really. They don't work really great on things that have treble hooks, but other than that, they're very handy, very cheap. Number 3 are lure covers. They sell these things. They're very inexpensive. They're just like thick plastic. They have Velcro. And if you're the type of fisherman like I am that likes to leave a lure on his rod, when I put it in the back of my truck, the hooks like to get tangled on everything. Well, you can leave the lure on your rod. You just put one of these lure covers over it, and it'll keep your hook from getting snagged and stuff and everything. Now I can stick this in the back of my truck, and it doesn't get all caught on all kinds of things. These are really inexpensive and really handy. They come in different sizes. I get the big ones generally because I use a lot of longer spinner baits and stuff and buzz baits. But lure covers, these things are really handy, really inexpensive. And along those lines, if you don't keep lures on your rods and you have really nice rods you want to protect, they make rod sleeves or rod covers. This is my bait caster. This is a sleeve that's made for a bait caster. Now these sleeves come in like a mesh pattern, and then they come in like this spongy neoprene or whatever. I like this neoprene type or whatever better than the mesh. It'll protect your rod. Once again, when I throw it in the back of my truck, it's got a little removable Velcro tag that you can write on it what the rod, I don't know why you need to do that. I can kind of see what this rod is. But anyways, they just slip on and off pretty easily. If I had longer arms. I don't have long enough arms to do it here where I'm sitting. But anyways, they slip on and off. They don't take up much room when you're not using them. You can just fold them up. They have a little drawstring on them, so you can drawstring it like that. But yeah, these rod covers are pretty handy to protect your more expensive rods, and once again, help to keep them from getting tangled. Now this style don't work good if you're leaving a lure on, because the hooks will get all stuck in the fabric. But fishing rod covers, another good idea. Another thing that's a good idea for fishermen are fish grippers. They make it easier to grab the fish, and some fish have teeth, so you don't want to grab them by the mouth anyways. I have two different styles. If you watch my videos, I catch snakeheads, which thrash a lot and have very bony mouths. So I have this style here, the metal ones, for snakeheads. It holds them better. It's probably a little harder on them, but a lot of the snakeheads I keep and eat. So I use this for like snakeheads, but when I'm out in my kayak, I use this kind here. This kind here is just plastic, and it doesn't grip quite as good, and it's probably not near as bad for the fish, but you just take that thing and stick it in the fish's lower jaw, and you clip him in, and he stays there. Now you can pick him up, you can hold him, you can weigh him, whatever. So yeah, fish grippers. And like I say, if you're not gonna catch like snakeheads or toothy fish that thrash a lot, you could probably go with like a plastic pair. If you catch like snakeheads, northern pike you want to grab by the mouth or anything, you may want to use these metal ones. Another thing is, if you have a person you're buying for that fishes and fishes at night, there's nothing like a good headlamp. It's almost a must when you're fishing at night. It's just got an elastic band, adjustable, you put it on your head. This one here is adjustable for the angle that it points down. It's got different settings. This one is also pretty cool. This has got the bright light. Then it's got the dimming light. I know it looks like it's flashing. That's because of the frequency of my phone in this light. And then it does have a flashing light. And then off. And the other button works the red lights. It has red lights if you just need a little bit of light at night and you're trying to really be kind of stealthy. And if you hit it again, they'll flash. But these aren't very expensive. This particular one takes like little AAA batteries, which I like better than the button batteries. But yeah, it's a headlamp. You just put this, well, I can't do it because I got my hat on. You just put this thing on your head. You know, you can turn it on. You can adjust it. Like I say, this is a necessary item. Sorry about the strobe. This is a necessary item for anybody that fishes at night for like catfish, carp, even bass, whatever. Number 7 is something that I really bought a while ago, and I think it really works well. You may have seen them advertised. It's a line spooler for putting line on a reel. Now this will do bait caster reels and spinning reels, but I don't know if it's that necessary for a bait caster, but it is an easy way just to have the spool held there. For spinning reels, I think it really works out well, because if you think about when you put line on a spinning reel, it comes off the spool this way, then it goes across this roller and turns, and then it goes around this way. Well, these line spoolers, you put your spool on there and you put your reel on there, they're made so that when you crank them, that thing will spin and let line off. Supposedly that is supposed to minimize the amount of tangle and the amount of bird's nests you get on your mono line. Probably not necessary, once again, if you're doing braid. This thing also comes apart, breaks down so that it stores easily in the cardboard box. Now mine I bought, it's Piscafun, got off Amazon. I don't know, it was like $30. And I spool all my spinning reels with this now. I think it does help with the bird nests. And the next item we're going to cover is an inflatable PFD, personal flotation device. Now this is the one I got. I got it from Bass Pro. It's adjustable. It has a CO2 cartridge in it. You can set it up where it will automatically inflate if it gets wet, or you have to pull this handle. That's how I have it set up. because I'm usually in shallower water and I know how to swim. I have my emergency whistle attached right to the back of it. You just put this thing on and it's so comfortable. It's not bulky at all. You almost forget you have a PFD on. When I first started kayak fishing, I had this one. Now this one's pretty low profile and it's got the high back pad for kayaking. But this one, even as low profile as it is, it's still so much bulkier and so much hotter than this one. When it's the middle of summer and you're out there in your kayak and the sun's beating down, reflecting off the water, this one is so much more comfortable, so much cooler. This is more probably for somebody that boat or kayak fishes, but you know, if you're not the best swimmer or you're around swift water fishing the river from the bank, you could even wear something like this. I'm telling you, it's so comfortable, you'll almost forget you have it on. So inflatable PFD, that's another good idea. Another thing that's geared more towards the kayak fisherman is a telescopic paddle. I have this in my kayak. I bought it for just, you know, when I need to maneuver and I don't want to deal with my 9-foot paddle all the time. But it telescopes down. It doesn't take up much room. It's supposed to float. I don't know if I ever tested it. And all you do is pull it out like this. And then you give it a little twist and it locks in. Now you have, I don't know, it's got to be like a 3-4 foot paddle, probably a 4-foot paddle. And you can use it in your kayak to position yourself, turn yourself, whatever. But when you're not using it, it goes down to that and it'll tuck into your kayak very effectively. It doesn't take up much room. It doesn't get in the way. I bought this off Amazon. I really like this. I've had this since I bought my kayak. Did a video on this too. Link will be in the description. Actually, everything I did videos for, the links will be in the descriptions. And then the last thing is, I don't have one with me, is they make fishing advent calendars. Those are kind of cool. It's like your normal advent calendar, except the little cardboard flaps that you open up every day and open, there's actually a fishing lure in there. Those are really neat for a beginning fisherman that maybe doesn't have a lot of tackle, but they're kind of neat even for somebody like me. Every day you can have another lure, and then if it's warm enough where you live, if not in spring, you can use those lures and you can see if you catch fish on them. It's kind of neat to try and catch fish on every one in the calendar. You can get them online too at Amazon. They're pretty neat for the fishermen. Like I say, they're really good for a beginning fisherman, but they'll kind of work for an avid fisherman. Okay, there you go. There's 10 things. Some of them for beginning fishermen, some for more advanced fishermen. This video really is made for the people buying presents, and the people buying the present don't fish, because fisher people generally don't have our time buying presents for other fisher people. So anyways, I hope you liked this video. I hope it gave you some ideas. I'll try to post the prices of each item on Amazon, because that's where I buy most of this stuff. Most of this stuff I can't find at our local tackle shop. So thanks for watching this video. I hope it helps you out. If you really like my content, you know, give me a thumbs up if you think this was a good video. Share it. If you haven't subscribed yet, think about becoming a member of the Chesapeake Chris family and subscribing. Notification bell will let you know every time I put out a video. I try to put videos out every week. So, thanks for watching. Hope this helps somebody out there, and I'll see you on the next video.